This is me, Spoon Beast.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Does this beta of PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale just keep getting more and more exciting? After apparently the leaked characters were semi-confirmed, everybody's believing that they are all confirmed, the characters that I talked about. I don't know if it was a full week ago now, but we'll say sometime last week. I made a video talking about the leaked characters that were found on the game files. No screenshots were found, just characters' names. So, you know, there were actually screenshots of the stages that were leaked, but there was no characters that had screenshots available to them. They just found names on file, and that was it. And Wikipedia has officially announced every single one of those characters as being 100% legit. And I don't take anything 100% legit until I see it. You still go to the All-Stars website, and they're up to, yeah, the 12 characters that they've officially announced themselves from the Sony YouTube and from the different events like Comic-Con, EVO, and E3 before that, plus the characters that were originally announced with the announcement of the game. Those are still the only announced characters. They haven't, like, updated anymore. They haven't maybe shown, like, if it's a legitimate leak, you'd think maybe one by one they would show these characters off and then kind of brush it away and go, haha, we kind of officiated this, so whatever. But, you know, no other characters have been announced. I know that there's some big gaming event that more characters will be revealed at in mid-August, I believe, the 17th through the 19th. It's like a weekend event. I forget the name of it. You guys could probably remind me. But that's going on in mid-August, and that's when they're... And they always reveal two characters, so that's when they're going to reveal probably two big characters, because I don't know how many more gaming events that there are going to be between mid-August and the game's release at the end of October. You know, there could be something in September. There might be something at some point in early mid-October, but that's cutting it pretty close. And I think they want to, you know, have a lot of big name characters announced beforehand. And, you know, you can still always have big names that are unlockable. But I think they want to announce at least some big draws so the game sells well when it comes out. And if this leak is legitimate, the one that I'm about to talk about, then holy shit, this game is moving in the right direction. Apparently this is old news. It was announced 2 days ago. I didn't think anything else would be leaked. I thought like that big leak would probably be the last thing to come out of here. Again, leaks are rumors. Anything that's considered a leak, I find a rumor. Like, other than the stages for the game, those are 100% confirmed. I mean, you can't really fake that. The character files, yeah, sure, they're in the game, but are they all characters? Do they just show up and do something without... other than in the game, are they all playable? We don't know. But the character files are in the game. We don't know exactly who's playable and who else there is to come. So this leak that I am going to show you is a screenshot leak of the game. So it'd be pretty hard to fake it because it looks extremely realistic. It's the stage shows Fat Princess and Crash Bandicoot fighting at the God of War stage with Hades and the Platypon army that come in there and screw around with him for a bit. That's what it looks like from the background. Really, that's what it does. They could be somewhere else, but from the stage and from the stages that I've seen from the trailers and what I remember, that looks like where they're fighting. And Crash has got his own little power meter with like his face on it, and he's in fighting stance in front of Fat Princess, and they look like they're about to just run at each other and like fight. You know, he's got the 4-player above his head. The graphic looks extremely realistic for his power meter at the bottom. You know, you'd have to be one, and it has like the, you know how you take a picture from your TV and it looks kind of shitty? The whole screen looks that kind of shitty, and even Crash does too. So if this is Photoshopped, it is amazingly done. You know, this guy should be a pro Photoshop artist or something if this is fake. But it looks extremely real just by the power meter and Crash alone. And just, you know, the quality is taken from a screen with a camera, and everything on the picture looks the same quality, like you would expect. Like if you took a picture of your video game with a camera and looked at it, it's got like that grainy overtone of the screen. If anybody remembers, it's similar to the Sweet Tooth screenshot that I shared with all of you earlier in February that was released between November and December of last year. That's what this looks like. And that ended up being true. That's what Sweet Tooth looks like in the game. He was the first character to be shown. So this is of similar quality to that screenshot, and it's allegedly from the beta. And I'm hoping to God that this is truth and just not some master Photoshop schemer, because holy shit, if that's Photoshop, that looks absolutely amazing to match all the quality together like that. But I'm really hoping this is true. I think all of us old school PlayStation fans wanted one man in our game, and that's Crash Bandicoot. He needed to be in an... If this is a celebration of PlayStation's successful years with their 3 consoles, and they're coming out with this big multi-star fighter, they've already got it done good with Sly Cooper and Jak and Daxter and Kratos, you know, Parappa, Nathan Drake, Cole. You know, they're already getting it done pretty good, but you need your old school mascot. Crash Bandicoot is that old school mascot. And if this is a legitimate screenshot, it's probably the best leak that's happened in this entire game. Because really, the only 2 fighters that I thought needed to be in this game was Crash because of the heritage. He's the biggest legend that needed to be, biggest PlayStation legend that needed to be included in the game. And Sackboy from Little Big Planet, because he's on par with the Kratoses, the Nathan Drakes, the Coles, the Radix. You know, he's a big time name from the PlayStation 3 console. You know, so he kind of, in my opinion, he needs to be in this game as well, because he's one of the newer faces of PlayStation games now, whereas Crash is like the biggest legend to ever come out of the first few consoles. So if Activision actually they lent Sony their permission to include him in this game, big ups to them. But I'm guessing they're thinking that, you know, if other companies have given their third-party characters to the game, I mean, I said it back after E3. If Big Daddy can make this game, then so can Crash Bandicoot. Because, I mean, like, Crash way more associated with PlayStation and its heritage than Big Daddy. Big Daddy's just kind of like, he's a big character from BioShock, and he's being used as, like, somewhat of a draw to get people to buy the game when it comes out. I'm sure they're going to announce Crash, if this is true, at some point, officially. Maybe even at the Gamers Con. Wouldn't that be awesome if my 2 characters, Crash and Sackboy, both got officially announced at the same event with their own little trailers and stuff? If this is indeed true and not some master Photoshop schemer, this is really, for me, the best news to come out of this game so far. And I really think it brings the roster in full circle, and for a lot of people, it's going to sell the game. Crash was the man that they wanted, and Crash may be the man we're all going to get. And I think we knew that this game would be a bust without him. And I think the developers knew that too. So we'll have to stay tuned, see if this is a legitimate screenshot or not, and we can all hope for the best. See y'all later. Peace.